Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Lindsay, and last week I had some double stuffed, actually it was this Sunday, so I guess it was still this week. I tend to think of Monday as a new start to the week, but anyway, so I did some extra stuffed journals, and the idea behind that was just using whatever was around me. I would not print anything or buy anything for the journals. It had to be things that I had already printed out, I had already purchased, and that I was just trying to use up and put to good use, to take what we have, to take what I have in my craft room and turn it into some revenue and bring some happiness to someone else. I don't think that this is always necessary. I certainly would not want to do it with every project, but it is fun to challenge myself sometimes to use up what I have around me before I print more, before I buy more digitals, before I run to Tuesday morning and fill up my paper stash again, which undoubtedly I will do soon because I love doing that. But anyway, this is just what was around me in my craft room. And I made two more. These are slightly different, only in that they are one signature instead of two. The other ones were two signatures, 96 pages. This is one signature, 80 pages. So it is more chunky as far as a single signature goes. I still did kind of a little bit of a spine. It is reinforced, and I'll explain that in a minute, but I have two of them here. I'll start with this colorful moth. I love this image. I found it on Pixel Scrapper, and you get 5 free images from there a day. So definitely, spend 5 minutes there every morning or every other morning grabbing some images. I was looking for some bigger journal cards a while back. I printed 4 of these, and I had one sitting around, so I just ripped around it. I love the bright colors in that. This paper is still K & Company, excuse me, same paper pad as the one before. I'm trying to use it up because there's only a few sheets left in it. And yeah, I've used some brown twine. I have a really pretty lace background. And then I've used different colored bulb pins. I believe there's 6 total. They all have little dangly, whether they're beads or buttons or charms, different things on them. And of course you could remove those and you could use them on the edges of the page on other journals or leave them as they are. I just thought they were so bright and fun. I have a scrap of seam binding that I used up. It just needed a project. So there you have it. And we'll get inside. So I really liked using washi on the spine last time, and I used a really wide washi. This time I had to do 2 strips of it because it wasn't as wide, but I did use washi to reinforce the spine. And again, I used wallpaper to reinforce it. But the wallpaper I wanted to use, I only had these cut off raggedy strips. They were plenty long enough. They were not wide enough. So I decided to layer them, and I did 2. And not only does it give it, a nice texture and thickness, it's unique, it looks like a junk journal. I like it. So I also made a pocket out of a coffee dyed index card. I had a little cutoff of an embroidered flower, like a lace flower. So I added that. I have a receipt paper, and then I had one of these journal cards left from Mrs. Coggs. I did some butterfly journals, and I had purchased her the pollinators kit, and I still had this left from that, and it's on cardstock, so I just included that in the front. I really liked how the colors complemented each other. For the pages, I only used book pages that were laying around. I used misprints or kit prints from some of my kits. I did use some coffee dye paper, but I did not specifically dye any for this. I had some laying around. So this is from my poppy kit, Peaceful Poppies. If I mention something that is mine, you should be able to find it in my website. You click the link below. There is a search bar that makes it super easy. All you'd have to do is type in poppy. It'll pop right up. The poppy will pop up. I have a little wallpaper ruffle or ribbon there along the side. And then on the white sides, what I did this time is I used a stencil, and I'm trying to use up some Distress Spray Stain, and I've done both the positive and negative. And then remember the deluxe bird kit I made a few weeks ago? I kept one of the bird stencils, and so I used that with some Distress Oxide as well. I thought that came out really pretty. There's a coffee dyed tuck spot here. I've just done up layering with scraps, and then I've made a little bookmark. This tab, I don't know who it came from, actually. I don't even remember. It fell out. There was a little bag with a couple things in it. It fell out of a marketplace journal. And I don't know where it came from, or where it just was laying around. So I figured I'd put it to good use, and thank you to whoever created that. I know that was not its intended use. This is some 1980s school book pages for writing. I've used some washi, some clip art that I've cut out. This is my Ghosted Butterflies paper pack, also Dollar Digi. There's a little stamp sticker there. I've added some lace to this page. Some ephemera, again, the stenciling. I'm not going to mention where everything comes from because it's scraps. It would take forever. I'll just mention a couple things here and there. But this is my Sunny Days kit. I got this in Happy Mail. I don't remember who it was from, but it is a beautiful large flower paper pouch, and I put some cutoffs from a vintage children's book that I had laying around. I thought really sweet. I cut them to fit inside here, and as you can see, I'm using misprints. The script is upside down. I'm okay with that. I can still write on it. I think it's still cool, and I tried to put something over it to kind of camouflage that and not have it be the first thing that you look at. Again, little clip art. These sweet little book pages are from my Vintage Image Club. I think it was season 2. This is the geography lesson, but there's a bunch of them throughout here. I'm using up some washi. I've got some, this is from Plant a Garden ephemera. Sunny Days. Again, here the script is upside down, which you can still write over, still collage over. It's not as bad as if an entire image was upside down. So I just covered it with this really pretty book page. I have some layering done here. Got a greeting card. This is glitter on it. A little digi envelope. Don't even remember where it came from. Got a little fairy fabric on that. Some authentic tickets, a washi sticker, a teeny tuck spot with a postage stamp tuck. Just done a lot of different collaging. JoAnn made this tag. This is from my Poppy kit. This little booklet, someone made in Happy Mail at some point. I don't remember who it was. I found it in one of my drawers of stuff to use. Look at these cool pages. So if this is yours and you made it, thank you. I finally found a little spot to tuck it in. It's going to be really happy there, I am sure. Just little bits, pieces. There's a tuck spot. This is from my Wisteria and Roses kit. Really just splattered and grungy. This is from my Antique Aviary kit. Here's a double-sided tag. Really pretty scrapbook paper. Just pieces of papers that I had in my stash. And then so here's a little, finally figured out what to do. Here's a tip. You know when you buy the vocabulary cards? Well, sometimes, actually often, I do not like the word or the definition. They are negative, really negative. And this one I think was inane, and it was really derogatory. I don't really like that in happy journals. So I just cut out this from a book. It said plant names, and I put it over there. You still see the little number of the card. This is just scrapbook paper. This is my vintage embroidery. It's public domain, but I've put it together in my shop if you want to buy it printed or digitally. Here's, I believe this flips up. Yep, a little coffee dyed flip up. This is from my Juicy Fruit ephemera pack. This is a little book page cut off. This is from my Feathered Friends. Then I've got some tags, some stationery that's got herbs, bridge, wallpaper, just all sorts of things to use either in this journal or in other journals. I've added enough extra stuff. You can keep what you want in here, and the rest just using your projects. That's kind of the idea. Textured wallpaper, sticker, a vocabulary card, coffee dyed guest checks, stamped Rolodex card, little pocket here made out of an index card divider. This is from my fairy kit. This is a postcard from Niagara Falls. I think it's vintage. Not sure of the date, but I didn't really like the image that much for this journal, so I just flipped it this way so that you could see, you know, the black and white part of it. Got some vintage bird book pages there. Oh, my cat is meowing here. All sorts of little tags and papers. Done some collaging with vintage dictionary pages. Got postcards, paper cutoffs, ephemera. These are from my Ghosted Butterfly, and here's, see, my script is still upside down because I'm using misprints. But what I did is I ripped around some of the Ghosted Butterflies from my Ghosted Butterfly paper pack, and I put the butterflies right side up. So it kind of gives the illusion of the page being the right direction. This is from Feathered Friends, Know Your Own Happiness, Jane Austen. I have a vintage floral book page and a little ATC card. I think that's Victoria Designs. I've got just some prints, some vintage ephemera I've had printed off. Little negative of a butterfly punch. All sorts of little pieces clipped on. Little book pages, cutouts. There's things in the envelope, at least one thing. Collaging. Got a garden card, and this is from a Tim Holtz paper pack. Oh, and I clipped 2 pages together. Figure that out, right? I think I've got extra paper clips here. This should work. There we go. Got paint chip cards, other items clipped on. There's ephemera. This was fun. It's one of those little acetate, little bear. Put it on this little Project Life card that fits perfectly into this little envelope. Again, upside down script. So I glued on this Sweet Pea book page, added a little washi. It's a little card. This is wallpaper, again, upside down script, but I put a white right side up washi sticker. So the first thing you see is not upside down script. Here's a little bookmark I got in some Happy Mail. This is from my Sunny Days kit. Love this vintage book page. This is an actual vintage postcard from 1912. So I've included that. And then here is a library, please return your library book card. This is from Above Par Crafts. And so this is the colorful Moth one, but there is one more. Very, very similar, just still using up extra things around me. So again, the cover is K & Company. It's the exact same paper, actually. And on the front here, I've just done some pleasant layering. There is a map wallpaper, a grungy, shabby piece of upholstery fabric, some music paper, 2 buttons with brown twine, and I've done some flower stitching, but it almost looks like butterflies. I think that is so cute. So inside, I hope I'm still filming. Yep, I just got a notification. I had low battery, so I better finish up. So I have wallpaper here on the front, little sticker. This is from my Feathered Friends kit. JoAnn made this, and it's a double-sided tag. I thought that was so cute. She also did this big coffee dye doily, and it was too big for the journal, too big for most journals. So what I did was made a little pocket and put it in there as a page. So I have a vintage music flashcard and then a little word card there. Some items in a glassine bag. There's just so many little pieces clipped everywhere. Guest check. This is from Digital Collage Club. Information on how to get huge savings on this in the description box below. This is a little Rolodex text spot with an old-fashioned shortcake recipe card. There's not a particular theme. This is from a book. I just cut out the image. I thought it was pretty, backed it with some coffee dyed paper, stitched around it. That way you can journal on the back. This is also from Digital Collage Club, their butterfly bookmarks. Washi sticker, little die cut tags, little book page cutout. There's a little Tim Holtz paper doll. This is also from Digital Collage Club. I just glued it on there. This is a half circle wallpaper tuck spot. I found this little squirrel card, and this is some Rolodex. Is that what it's called? It has the 6 holes. It's folded in half. There's a journal card. Again, the script is upside down, but this big journal card there keeps you from looking at that first thing. This is a color your own postcard that I've just inked up with a wallpaper top tuck spot. A lot going on here. This is a floating pocket, and I've just put in a little cut off piece of, I think, a postcard or ephemera in there, and I've added one of my juicy fruit ephemera pieces on the front there. Oh, I think this is supposed to be clipped right there. Just a little book page rip out collage there. I've added this in By the Light of the Moon to this vintage book page print. I'm not sure who made this. I want to say it's JoAnn because it's her style, but it was not in my JoAnn bag, so it might not be from her, but it is really, really pretty. I've glued on this serving beverages serving thing. I have stamped some stamps. I love these mandala stamps from In Love Arts. Go to my Facebook group, Nevermore Creations, Junk Journals, and Friends, and there's a pinned post called Shops I Frequently Mention and Use, and I have information about that site there as well. There's a little flip up. Just added so many little touches and stencilings, and here's a tag I made from some scrapbook paper and sari silk. This was a vintage book page, and I backed it with coffee dyed paper. There is a bright junk mail envelope here that is unused. This is from a book. I just added it on there. Lots of the teacup and tea set washi tape. This is also from a book, and I've backed it just with some white glossy paper. Little brown envelope. Just some papers and ephemeras clipped on there. An alteration tag, a sticker. This is from Avalon Rose Design, a little vintage fruit basket. Made a little collage. I love the flocking or the velvet effect of that paper. Here's a wallpaper pocket with some paper and book page kind of turned into a bookmark. Again, that upside down script that you don't even notice because of the whole pocket. This is from Feathered Friends. I have a little coloring book page in here, little coffee dyed strip that I stapled on. I've done some stamping, little Tim Holtz Gentleman. Here's a little tag collaged tuck spot with a little mini vintage book page and some wallpaper pieces that you can use. A little lace top with a mini button and clip. Some wallpaper and tag, washi sticker. This is from Seneca Pond Crafts, and I just made a little flip out there. You can journal on the back. Another wallpaper pocket, and I have some paper, and this is a vintage card, and I got this card from Feed the Birdies on Instagram. She has the best vintage stuff ever. I love her shop. I need to order from her again soon, hopefully in the next couple weeks. Little folded piece of ephemera, and this too, I just stitched it on some wallpaper for some added texture and effect. I made a little pocket out of this rose book page and put in a little tag. The other side of that pocket doily with a little tag. I think this is from Ellsie Bels bookshelf. It was left over from a butterfly journal I did, and this is just scrapbook paper. This script, again, upside down, but the right side up ephemera kind of tricks your mind into not noticing it immediately. And then I forgot I had this gorgeous book plate. I don't even remember where I got it. It's a sticker, but Ex Libris, and it has an owl, so I've added that on the back. So there is a ton in this. I have put a lot of effort and just trying to use up my scraps, trying to inspire you guys, and then also give you a really good price on a whole bunch of scrappy supplies that you can either reuse or just enjoy within the journal. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you'll consider subscribing if you have not, and giving this video a thumbs up. Tomorrow I have a very, very special video planned. My mother, Elizabeth Knapp, if you've watched for a while, you may have caught a video several months ago of her first junk journals that she made and sold. My cat is being super loud. But she has sent me a box with several journals, and since she is my mom, she cuts to the front of the line. Sorry, there's no arguing about that. If any of you raised me, you'd be at the front of the line too. So she gets moved right to the front of the line. They are beautiful. She's used Reader's Digest vintage book covers. She has multiple different themes. You do not want to miss a chance to grab these journals. So when you hit subscribe, click the little bell next to the subscribe button, so you will actually be notified when the video goes live, and you'll have a little bit of a better chance of catching one of her journals. They might sell before the video is even live, but definitely having that little bell clicked will help you hopefully get to them sooner. Thank you so much for watching this video, for supporting my channel. You all mean the world to me, and I truly mean that from my heart. Have a wonderful day.